Hey guys, welcome back to Minecraft 1.21. And in today's episode, we've got quite a bit to catch up on. So, you've heard me talk in previous episodes that I wanted to make a battle arena using one of those, the ominous potion challenge areas. I forget what they're called. Anyway, but in order to do that, we need ominous potions, right? So, we built an ominous potion farm. And the other thing that we'll need, because I suspect people will die a lot, is, you guessed it, I'm holding in my hands a totem of undying. So we needed a totem of undying farm, which means we needed a raid farm. So in past streams, and I'll link them in the description, or I'll link them up in the corner, we've done 2 streams. So we built an ominous potion farm, which is separate. Unfortunately, they have to be separate. So we have to have 2 farms, an ominous potion farm and a raid farm. And the raid farm, we just want the totems of undying. So we built ourselves a sorting system, HB and I. So he helped me a lot with this. So I am going to, this might be a pretty wordy episode, because we'll fly off to the farms and I'll show you how they work. So, and then we have 2 other things that we need to do. In order to make a sorting system that only sorted totems of undying, which are not stackable, we needed allays. So I had to find allays, which I did in a live stream. I brought them back here. But what I'd like to do is I'd actually like to regenerate. The allays, apparently they don't breed, they actually duplicate. So I want to duplicate my allays so that HP can have some allays. And then the other thing too is I found along the way, I found another one of, I don't know what they're called. I'll show you what it is if I can find the darn thing. I found another one of these, a sniffer egg. So I think what I'd like to do is, my poor sniffer has just been sitting over here. Actually, let's put this back, because I always forget to put my shulker boxes back in. So this whole time, my poor sniffer has been by himself, just by sitting in this tiny little cage. So I think what I'd like to do is double the size of it. So we'll bring it all the way out to here. And then we'll put that sniffer egg, the second sniffer egg, down. Because I think ideally I would like to breed the sniffers and then give sniffers to my friends. And then the other thing you'll notice, I do have skeleton horses. And one day I was on the farm and the apocalypse rider showed up right in front of me, like right over there, right in my farm, my storage area. So I ended up I was able to actually get all 4. I saved all 4 skeleton horses. They're not named, but I just put them in here as a quick and dirty place to put them. I didn't know what to do with them, but I was shocked that I actually got all 4 of them. So let's do this. Let's put our wings on and let's go fly to the ominous potion farm, because that's where this story begins. All right, so here we are at the ominous potion farm, and you'll notice that, ironically enough, it's right by HB's base, because that's HB's base there in the distance, but he had a raid farm right next to his base. So he gave me permission to use this raid farm to create an ominous potion farm. So what we have, And I am putting my armor on for safety, and I'll show you. But what we have is, so we strip down the top of the what would you call it? The pillager outpost. And we set ourselves up a sorting system here, but I'll show you that in a minute. Let me show you what we did to the top of this. So I used MC Blaze, and I'll put a link in the description, his tutorial. And basically there's a way using pumpkins that you can actually find out where mobs are going to spawn in your pillager outpost, captains. And the analysis that I did, we only had one spawn point, and it put it right here. So when I determined where the captain, the pillager captain was going to spawn in, I ended up creating a Triton killer, enclosed it with glass. But in order to spawn in a captain, you have to be, I think you have to be at least 51 spaces away. So what I did is I created this scaffolding up into the air, and that's our AFK point right there. So I'm going to show you how this works. So what we do is we turn on our Triton killer, and mind you, this is not, even though it's a Triton killer, it doesn't really it's not an XP farm. You could try to make it into an XP farm, but I don't. Honest to God, in my best opinion, the gold farm right there is the best XP farm in this entire game. Any other farm, I really don't care. Even if I use a Triton killer, fine. I think it's a waste, because any other farm, I'm not going to use it as a XP farm. So I turn the Triton killer on, only because it's easy, because we have to AFK sometimes up here, and we have. And the best way to AFK, guys, in my opinion, if you do make one of these farms, stand up here with a looting 3 sword in your hand, and you'll actually get an incredible amount of ominous potions. I've done it twice. I've stood up here, I've AFK'd without it, and I've AFK'd with it in my hand. And I gotta tell you, having this looting 3 sword, I know it kind of seems counterintuitive because your farm is so far away, but it actually does work, I swear. I don't have any maths on it. I've got no proof. I just got a weird feeling that it actually does work. So up here in my AFK spot, you can see it's all leaves, so nothing can spawn out here. I have a leaf ceiling, so the what are those darn things that come out at night to try to kill you? Anyway, so that they can't get to me. But I'll sneak over to the side here and show you what happens. So while I'm up here, you'll see raid captains will spawn in that Trident killer, because that's the area that I marked out as them spawnable. It was a spawnable block, and I identified it using the method that MC Blaze pans out, so you guys can use that as well. And so there he is. And so when he spawns in, he gets killed, and then he drops an ominous potion. And all I have to do is AFK right in this spot, and I'll get, and then of course I said hold your AFK up in this spot, right? Hold your looting sword, and you'll get a lot of ominous potions. Okay, so that's farm number 1. And then down here is our sorting system. So you'll see we have each type of ominous potion, all the way from 1, I guess, to 5, because there are 5 of them. Even though this isn't labeled a 1, it's just labeled Bad Omen. And they all go, and because this was such a cramped quarter, I used the same double chest for both Bad Omen 2. I used the same chest for Bad Omen 3, Bad Omen 4, and then a single chest for Bad Omen 5. And you can tell that I've actually AFK'd here quite a lot, but it took forever just to build up the 41 ominous potions that I needed for the overflow to start populating the chests. So I did actually already take some ominous potions out, and I transfer them over to our raid farm in that direction, and then that's where we'll head to next. So hang tight. Okay, so we're here at the raid farm, and one thing about the raid farm is you have to find an area in your map that's 100 blocks away from any villager or any bed, right? Or any village. And this raid farm is based on a template by JC Plays. I'll leave a link in the description. The sorting system is based on a YouTuber called Cyrus or Cyrus. I don't know which way, but I'll leave a link in the description for the sorting system too. Even though we did modify both, and I'll show you what we did. So if you see behind me, you'll actually see the bubble column that we use. Now, JC Plays' template actually has you, because the farm is, if I can do this, 132 blocks in the air. You see it way up there. And JC Plays template would have you build a stack of leaves and then vines to climb up it. And that, guys, I gotta tell you, I'm not a very good vine climber, and that was just a pain in the butt. So HB helped me change it into a bubble column. So that's modification number 1. And if we go up there, let's grab ourselves an ominous potion. So I do have, okay, so I have a bed here for anybody who wants to use it. They can reset their spawn. And I've got ominous potions here in a chest. So all people have to do is just grab what they want. And I'll grab one. And we'll take it up the bubble column with us. Here we go. Okay. So here we are, and we made the sorting system we had. I took everything. So JC Plays farm only stops at this chest here. But if you guys have ever made raid farms, you'll find that this chest will fill up fast with junk, right? Crossbows, broken armor, enchanted books, emeralds. Even though a lot of the emeralds are stackable, armor is not, crossbows are not. So this thing fills up super, super fast. So what we did was we used Sirius's sorting system, and we put a drop system. So there is a dropper here, and we did the redstone. And I'm not going to uncover the leaves to show you because this took a lot of work. And you go back. I really encourage you, go back and look at the live stream. It's so much fun. It's fun and it's funny. But there is a dropper here. And what will happen is that the loot that's collected here will drop straight down a chute. Now, Sirius's tutorial has us dropping all the loot into a pool. But what we found out through trial and error is that that pool, a lot of stuff kind of dropped outside the pool. So you almost missed some of the drops because they kind of fell outside of the pool. So it's hit or miss when they fall 132 blocks from the sky, whether or not they're going to pinpoint land where you want them to. So what we did is we actually facilitated that. We ended up building a chute from our dropper, literally like a laundry chute. If you guys ever, if you lived, I think these are mostly up north in the USA, but if you live in a house, it'll have a laundry chute on the upper floors. So when you want to put your dirty laundry, you want to drop your dirty laundry all the way into the basement. That's where the washer and dryer is. You throw your laundry into a laundry chute and it just slides right on down into the basement, right? So that's what we did for the drops. We literally created a laundry chute. So that was modification number 1 to Sirius's template, his sorting system. But let me show you, while we're up here, I'm going to demonstrate to you what happens. Now, here's the problem, and I cannot figure this out. If you guys know, oh my God, I almost fell off the side. If you guys know what's going on here, but every so often, you cannot AFK here, and I got to put on my breastplate. Cannot AFK here. Why? Because, and I don't, oh, I got to put my helmet on too, eh? And I got to put my totem in my offhand just in case. Why? Because for some reason, once per potion, I will get a mob spawning here. Spawns here. I don't know how. I've tried to watch it. I cannot figure out why. These are all leaved over. So this is all leaves. The bubble column is all leafed. This is all leaves. The platform is all leaves. Everything is leaves. The farm is enclosed in glass. That's water. The water. Okay, so I'll explain. So when the raid starts, they'll spawn in this kill chamber. And then they all get buffered to this hopper, which collects all the loot into this chest. And then underneath there's another hopper chain that will actually funnel that loot to a dropper, which drops it down the chute, right? The laundry chute. I don't know why. And then this stair here is actually for if mobs won't die and you want to facilitate their death, you can actually kill them through this stairs. But the problem is they see you through this. And if an evoker sees you through that, he will launch his vexes. If a witch sees you through that, she will poison you with a poison potion, right? But the idea is that they spawn in and they all funnel over to this hopper area, and then they bounce in the water and they all die to this lava. Not always the case, right? Here we go. We got two problems, two main issues. Number one is, for some reason, mobs spawn in here. I don't know why. Number two is, if you get a witch who has regeneration and fire resistance, she will bounce around in here forever until you finally kill her, right? So you can't just, please, if you build this farm, do not AFK. You've got to stand here and you've got to watch it, which sadly, but that's okay. It's neither here nor there. You get a lot of totems of undying, so it's not like you have to run this farm forever, right? Okay, here we go. Enough talk. Let's do. I'm going to drink the potion, but I'm going to stand here with my sword in hand, because I have learned from experience, mobs will spawn in front of me. Here we go. I drink the potion. I get ominous, raid omen, but if you notice, it actually will tick down. So once the raid omen finally gets to 0, the raid will start. But I'm going to put my sword in my hand just in case something spawns in front of me. Trust me. But you'll see the loot will drop in here, then it'll get shot out through the dispenser down to the sorting system. And we'll check out the sorting system in a minute. Here we go. Raid starts. I stand in this corner so they don't spawn in and see me, because they will actually try to kill you if they see you. Alright, so I'm going to show you, though, how it works. So see how the raid has started and they have spawned in this chamber. They're funneled to this hopper, but as they bounce around, they get killed by the lava. If I want to facilitate their death, I can actually kill them with my sword through the stairs. Okay? Actually, I can stand here. If they spawn over that way, I can just kill them. Anyway, but I want you guys to see this, so I'll stand here. So again, this is not really intended to be an experience farm. Trust me when I say your gold farm is your best experience farm on any survival world. Mind you as well, we built these farms on survival mode, hard mode. So it's worth checking out our live streams. You'll see the drops will go into the chest. Let's see if anybody dies. And then they'll get funneled to the dropper, which shoots them down into the collection system. There. There's a couple of drops there. An emerald, real quick. Again, these guys are taking... If they're taking longer than what you want, you can go to the stair and you can kill them. Just be careful. All right, as you can see, I have Hero of the Village in for 40 minutes. That's not too shabby. But what you noticed, I don't know if you were watching. So, what are some detractors from this farm? Number one, the way the stair is positioned here, they can actually see you. The witches, the evokers. So, if you're standing here trying to kill them, they can actually put. Witches can actually throw poisoning potions on you. Evokers can actually, you call out their hexes. They can actually attack you. That's not good. So originally I had the stair upside down, and it was actually, the opening was actually down here. So I had to kind of shift, and then I could kill them. I could hit their feet, and that was actually good because I don't think they saw me that way. So having the stair this way, I would say detractor number one, because coming up here through this hole, they can see you and they can attack you. Detractor number two, as you saw, there were a couple of baddies that spawned right in front of me. I don't know how, and I don't know why. I've got this whole thing spawn proofed. I've got leaves all over my redstone. I've got a slab here, but you saw they spawn in front of you, and I don't know why. I don't know if it has to do with the stairs. I couldn't tell you, but then the third thing is that if you have a witch who has fire potion and regeneration, you could be standing here for a really long time because that witch will sit there and it won't die. So you have to come over here, try to kill it, but when you kill it through this window, she throws poisoning potion on you, and that's number three. Other than that, this farm looks great. Those are my only three observations. So, all right, let's go ahead. Let's put our wings on and let's fly down to the sorting system, and I'll show you what we did. Okay, so here's our sorting system. It's actually a pretty simple sorting system because I gotta tell you guys, we don't need anything. We don't need much more than, the only thing I built this farm for was the totems of undying. Everything else we don't need. We don't need the silver armor. We don't need the silver weapons. We don't need the crossbows. We don't need anything from the witches. Everything that we have, the emeralds, we can get them from the trading farm, we can get them from the gold farm, or we can get them from the iron farm. Nothing else from this farm that we need. Even the enchanted books. We've got an entire extensive, go back and look at some of my old videos. We've got an extensive trading farm, which gives us all the enchantments that we need. But you'll look over here above my head. That's the chute that we made that funnels all of our drops into this one area. Originally, we built a pool, but the pool wasn't big enough. The drops were falling outside of it. So HB came up with the idea of, hey, why don't we just build a chute and all the drops will get funneled right where we want them. And that was brilliant. So that's what we did. Helmet on. So all the drops from this, from the farm up above get funneled right to this hopper. And then they get fed into this dropper. This dropper will then spit them out into this water pool. And the only thing, again, it goes straight into a garbage chute because, again, the only thing that we want are the totems of undying. So what we did was we trapped an Allay in the hopper. We gave him a totem of undying, and then we gave him a note block. So every time something falls into this chute, it'll activate the note block, activate the Allay, and then the Allay. And I gotta tell you again, guys, there's flaws in this system as well, but you can definitely see how many totems of undying that we've gotten so far. So, but it will still, for whatever reason, I think it's because of the hopper, it still pick up garbage. But it is really good, and I put in a second, you see I put in a second chest system. I just have to attach it with another hopper, but it's filling up real fast. So I'm going to show you. I'll put these into this hopper. And you can see that this system here, this redstone system, will identify when there's something in this dropper. It'll then spit it out into the water stream. If it's not a totem of undying, it goes into the garbage chute. If it is, hopefully the Allay picks it up. But I will tell you guys, this system is flawed as well. So, you know, for as much as I hype it up, there are some issues with this system. Number one, the original template had us putting in a catch pool, but that wasn't good enough. The catch pool, just stuff would fall from 132 blocks in the air, stuff falls and it just goes everywhere. So in order to contain your drops, you got to build in a chute. Number two, you saw that the hopper, even this system, the hopper will pick up stuff that you don't want, right? And then the other thing that we found out too is the Allay didn't always pick up every totem. If you go back and watch the stream, we ran some tests and I actually saw a couple of totems go by into the garbage chute that the Allay couldn't pick up. So that's another thing you got to watch out for when you're building this kind of a sorting system. Other than that, it's pretty good. The only other idea that HB came up with was putting two Allays in tandem. Might do that if we find that too many totems are going by. We could put in just another Allay so that we have like a dual Allay totem pickup station. So something to consider. I think we're getting plenty though, you know, more than this server probably needs. But overall, I will rate both farms. I'll rate the farm definitely an A, and I'll rate the sorting system definitely an A. But we did make our own modifications, so bear that in mind. All right, so that's it for the Ominous Potion Farm. That's it for the Raid Farm and the sorting system. So let's go and regenerate a couple of Allays, and we'll expand our Sniffer compound, and we'll put the egg in to hatch. See you in a bit. All right, guys, here we are at the Allay compound. So you see I have two of them in there. So I want to go ahead and replicate them. Let's go ahead and do that. So found out on the interwebs that in order to replicate, and I hope this applies to Bedrock too, Allays, you have to have amethyst shards, a jukebox, and a music disc. So let's go ahead and put this down. Put the disc in. And there is a cooldown. Maybe 3 minutes, I'm not sure. But once you put your music disc in, give them a shard, and they duplicate. There's supposed to be some parts, but it's like they duplicated pretty quickly. So now we have 4 of them. Yeah. Alright, let's take the disc out, and now we have 4. Ta-da! Come on, guys, you're like... There is 4 there, I swear. It looks like there's 2, but there's actually 4. And there you have it, guys. Check back later. Hopefully we'll have a new addition to our farm. Take care. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll move. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye. Recording in 3. Oh! Really?